Hello, good morning. Welcome to TV3 and thank you for joining us. You can get the latest when it comes to the news headlines, all things happening on TV3 across social media. TV3 Ghana, always available for you. Now for the headlines this morning, Presidency's Communication Office to launch Government Accountability Series to enhance transparency and public accountability. Also tell you how the Western Regional National Security Liaison Officer Brigadier General Musa Waja reveals a significant reduction in Galamsey along the Ankobra River in the Jura area. On security, analyst and retired military officer Colonel Festus Abuaji says Ghana must explore alternative means of transporting the president as a presidential jet is said to be grounded due to massive corrosion of sample. On the foreign front, we'll also tell you how European Commission again delays retaliatory tariffs on U.S. exports. In our first story, in a bold move to enhance transparency and public accountability, the Presidency Communications Office has announced the launch of a new initiative dubbed the Government Accountability Series. The program is also set to begin today and will also provide a platform for key government officials to present mid-year performance updates on their respective sectors. The series, which will be convened 3 times a week, being Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, all at 11 a.m., is designed to offer citizens a tentative appraisal of government's achievements, challenges and ongoing policy implementation efforts over the past 6 months. Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, will be the first to appear in the series today, offering insight into the country's internal security landscape, police reforms, immigration management and other core mandates of the Interior Ministry. Presidential spokesperson and Minister of State for Government Communications, Felix Kwachiofosu, noted that the initiative is part of a broader effort to build public trust, invite citizen scrutiny, foster responsive governance through regular, transparent engagements. The sessions will be broadcast live across major media platforms, also on social media, and then also streamed on official government portals. Security expert and analyst and retired military officer Colonel Festus Abuaji says Ghana must explore alternative means of transporting the president as the presidential jet is said to have been grounded due to severe corrosion in some parts. His comments follow a briefing to Parliament on Friday by the Defense Minister, Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, who revealed that the Falcon 900EX has extensive corrosion damage.
Security risks. The mere fact that you are identified with a special type of means of travel could make you a target. But I think the way I understand your question is, if the aircraft is not airworthy, then anybody who used that aircraft, more so the president, stands a higher risk of being involved in some kind of air incident, would have very severe repercussions for our national security. So until the aircraft is certified to fly, we should be looking for other means of transportation by air for the president. Now, this brings me to points that I have made previously. And let me express some respect for the analogy that I'm going to make.
Right.
The late Queen Elizabeth II, during her reign, is on record to have used commercial flights at certain junctures of her tenure. She used the British Overseas Airways Corporation aircraft. She used the British Airways. And then on other occasions, she used the Royal Air Force aircraft, which would be equivalent to, what we call a presidential jet. Then I've also said that in 1999, when the late former President Rawlings returned the visit of President Clinton and went to Washington, I was privileged to have traveled with him. At the time, Ghana Airways was, in the air. So we went by Ghana Airways.
Right.
And I have said that the fact that late President Rawlings flew by Ghana Airways didn't take anything from, the dignified nature of his presidency. So for me, it's a non-issue for anybody to suggest that all presidents of Ghana must travel in a presidential jet.
Still on security, the Western Regional National Security Liaison Officer, Brigadier General Musa Waja, retired, has noted that there has been a considerable decrease in Galamsey activities along the Ankobra riverbank in the Jura area compared to previous patrols. This follows a joint security operation along the river, resulting in the destruction of over 150 Shamfang machines, raising of makeshift camps, and also the seizure of 7 excavators. Irama Smith has more on the story.
The Joint Anti-Galamsey Task Force, comprising personnel from the Western Naval Command, 2nd Infantry Battalion and National Security operatives, conducted a 7-hour 45-minute patrol along the Ankobra River, spanning from Jura Riaso upstream to Jura Ishiem downstream in the Evalue Adjomoro Jura constituency of the Western region. Sanctioned by the Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson, the team carried out a meticulously planned dawn raid on known Galamsey hotspots. The operation yielded significant results, with 153 Shamfang machines destroyed, 87 makeshift bunkhouses burnt, 6 water pumps, 1 generator, 7 excavators, and 1 outboard motor seized. Western Regional National Security Liaison Officer Brigadier General Musa Waja, retired, who led the task force, stressed the importance of sustained patrols on the Ankobra River to yield meaningful outcomes.
Whilst coming, we realized that the surface of the river there is considerable improvement, and we hope that this will have to be sustained. But we have also discovered that there are few settlements along the leather banks, and it appears that these people are now operating in the night. So in the next patrolling, our concentration will be the destruction of all unauthorized structures along the leather bank, and we know very soon we will be able to achieve our aim.
He noted a significant reduction in illegal mining activities along the Ankobra River's banks in the Jura area compared to previous patrols.
One significant thing that we noticed was that because of our previous operation, there were less activities along the banks of the river. It's an indication that the message is going across to all those who are settling along the banks of the river.
The environmental impact of Galamsey activities is evident, with the Ankobra River running thick with mud and sediment. The operation aims to restore the river's ecosystem and protect communities' agriculture downstream. Irama Smith, TV3 News. Jura Ishim.
Away from illegal mining and security, let's turn our attention to some business stories, one or two, and it's about business hubs springing up, and then the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, as government rolls out the 24-hour economic policy, has also taken its own initiative. Judith Brown visited the port to see how they are driving productivity around the clock.
With the 24-hour operations fully launched, we're seeing a significant boost in productivity. In fact, one place where it's already thriving is right here in Accra, at the heart of the nation's commerce, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. At night, we took a journey to the ports where operations never sleep. At the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, operations were in full swing. From offloading to inspection and issuance of way bills, every stage of the workflow was actively underway.
Now what you see behind me is the process called inspection, and we're going to move closer because you can see some containers right here at the Ghana Ports and Harbors. The people you see around here are those who are doing that or conducting that inspection. It involves some representatives from the Customs Office, reps from the Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority, as well as reps from the shipping line. Now they are to inspect the cargo that is coming in the ports before, of course, it is given to their owners, and other processes are met as well. And so what you're seeing here is what we call partial unstuffing, where part of the goods are brought out of the containers, and you can see them here. They'll be inspected by the reps from the different places I spoke about. And there's also another type of inspection called the full unstuffing, where all the goods are brought out of the container and inspected. And there's also the inspection known as sighting, where none of the goods are brought out, but they can see through the container and easily determine that they are really the goods that are meant to be in that container. And so, as you can see behind me, a vehicle is being moved. It has just been brought out of a container. It's going to be inspected by the different representatives from Customs Shipping Line as well as GPHA. And after that, other processes are met before they're finally given to the owners. It's past 12 a.m. and they're still here doing their work. So many people at their various stations, and the policy is clearly working very well at the Ghana Ports and Harbors.
Well, despite these gains, other key government agencies are yet to follow suit. Notable amongst them are the Passport Office and National Identification Authority, which were locked up tight at the gate when we visited. This disparity highlights the varying pace of adoption among government agencies as the country transitions to a 24-hour economy. And so, is Ghana really ready for an economy where productivity knows no bounds and the lights never dim? You be the judge. Judith Brown, TV3 News, Accra.
And we have more such stories as we upload them also across our social media platforms. So go search for us, TV3 Ghana. In other news, some drivers and residents commuting and living between Adenta and Dodowa have expressed concern over the delay in the ongoing construction of the Adenta-Dodowa highway. According to these drivers, the pace of work on the 22-kilometer stretch has significantly slowed down, making travel along the route increasingly difficult, all due to its deteriorating condition.
The Adenta-Dodowa highway is still under construction. The 22-kilometer route, once completed, is expected to feature interchanges and flyovers at major intersections to ease traffic flow. A visit to the construction site revealed some minor works being carried out by the contractor. Sections from Adenta to Oyibi and beyond have been graded, but road users say the uneven surface is affecting travel.
The contractors have slowed down on the road, so and they have abandoned somewhere like Amahia and Amanfrum.
The road is not as at first. They grade all the places, so if you rain like this, you cannot go as you go first. You see, it's hard for us to work on the road. So because of that, the Trotro people said to go to Dodowa Street, they didn't go. They load here to, how do you call it? Short. They go to Amahia. If they reach Amahia, they go to another Oyibi. So if somebody is here as a passenger going to Dodowa, it will take 3 cars before you reach Dodowa.
Some drivers are urging the contractor to complete one side of the route before shifting attention to the other to ease movement.
They have to do one side so that we move to the other side. They come here, but at times you are going here, you go to this place. It's difficult for us to drive.
Contractors have to tied one side for us so that we'll be using it for a meantime. I don't want to help us.
However, the site manager of the construction company says the slowdown in progress is due to the rainy season, which has affected operations.
During rainy seasons like this, we don't do a lot of earthworks. So if the drivers are not seeing a lot of trucks moving up and down, dumping material left, right, center, it's because the weather is not too favorable for operations such as earthworks.
He added that about 50% of the project has so far been completed.
The job is 36 months. We've done 16 out of the 36. We've done almost about 50% of the works. So 20 months, we should be able to do the rest of the works under 20 months.
Meanwhile, some structures in Amrahia, which lie in the path of the road, have not yet been demolished due to pending compensation issues. Affected residents are calling for timely compensation to enable them to relocate.
Before the whole construction will start, I think there were private valuers who came to value the properties that are within the road. Okay, so they came to do the valuation, they brought their reports, but governments haven't come in to, compensate the people. That is why they skipped this very place and work is still in progress elsewhere.
Residents in nearby communities, including Oyibi, Adomrobe, and Ebri, are also calling on government to intervene and expedite the project.
If they are constructing the Dodua Adenta road, traffic could be diverted onto this road in case it is in a very good shape. Because now the road is in a very deplorable state with the onslaught of the heavy rains.
Hopefully within the next 20 months, according to the project manager, this 22-kilometer road from Adenta all the way to Dodua will be completed to speed up trading activities in this part of the country. Joseph Armstrong, Gold Alugbe, TV3, Dodua.
Now let's move to education. And the Ghana Education Service has released the approved academic calendar for basic schools across Ghana for the 2025-2026 academic year. Now let's take you through the date, and subsequently you'll find that we have the first term, which will be spanning some 15 weeks, reopening date being the 2nd of September 2025, and by October 31 there will be the mid-term break, which is going to last up to the 3rd of November, just 2 days in between them. And of course, the term comes to a close December 18, 2025, for the holiday or Christmas and New Year breaks. And of course, we have the vacation then spanning December 19 to January 7, 2026. For the second term, spanning some 12 weeks, the reopening date will be the 8th of January. And of course, the vacation then begins after school closes, so to speak, from April 1. And then there's resumption on April 20, 2026. For the third term, well, after spending that 19 days in the house, it also means that pupils would then have to reopen on April 21, 2026, and then have a vacation from 23rd July 2026. Now, on the international front, the European Union's retaliatory tariffs on U.S. exports seem to have been delayed again. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen seemed to have announced the countermeasures, which were due to start on Tuesday, came in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's initial import taxes on steel and aluminium. The European Union's retaliation, which would have hit some 21 billion euros worth of U.S. goods, was first suspended in March. This break has been extended until early August, von der Leyen told a press conference over the weekend. European Union trade ministers are expected to meet in Brussels today to discuss how to respond. And that's it for the latest news updates. But we do have more news, current affairs on our social media platforms, as well as not only TV3 Ghana, but also the portal 3news.com. Next, we'll bring you TV3 New Day, myself, and the rest of the team. Stay with us. We'll be right back.